because I can go back without getting in trouble. But I won't do that on the XT. I like Honda Elements. That's what's parked there. He liked me. He was taking a picture. Or he said, "Why is this crazy guy out on a bike?" But for the 10-year anniversary of the bike, I had to take it out. This bike has been up to the Cheese County Trail in Wisconsin several times. It's like an old train bed trail, like gravel, that's mainly used by ATVs and dirt bikes. It goes from, Monroe to Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Which is, I think, about 40 miles. We usually stay at Darlington in the middle. So we'll do little trips where we go from Darlington to Mineral Point or Darlington to Monroe. And it's been a great little bike for that. My son had a Honda CRF 100 when he was a bit younger. So he would ride that and I would ride this. And going at those kind of speeds, which I think is maximum speed limit of 30, this would get like 80 miles to the gallon. Actually, I think it might have even gotten 100 on one trip. When I first got it, I think it would do 60 to 70. Looks like lately it's been doing about 55 miles to the gallon. My son, a couple of years ago, started messing with the jetting of the carburetor and actually made it worse than it was the stock. But I made him keep at it. He's got it pretty good now, but I do notice that the gas mileage is not quite as good as it was when the first few years I had it. But it is, I think it's one of the lightest street legal motorcycles out there. It's about 275 pounds wet, I believe. And it seems like anything competitive to it nowadays is a good 40 pounds more. I like the fact that it's lightweight because it makes it easier to push onto a trailer or up into a truck bed, although I still don't like pushing it into a truck bed. But because of that, I keep it, just because I can't replace it with anything as light. And there's really nothing wrong with it. I think the jetting is not perfect, but it's decent. I've taken it out to Galena, where they have a lot of gravel and off-road routes, and it does really well there. And there's also a lot of pavement, so you do need to be able to get up to 50, 60, and it does that pretty well. Top speed is about 75, but you really don't want to keep it at 75 for terribly long. I think I have done it for about 15 miles on the way home from work, but not my preference. Coming back into my neighborhood where it's probably a little safer to ride. I do keep this dorky windshield on in the winter, just because it keeps the air off my chest. But as soon as we get to 50 degrees or so, I take that off. The only real modifications to the bike are I've got these generic bark busters. I got them from Cycle Gear. They're their house brand. I think I mounted those about 9 years ago, probably 9.5. So if I do drop it, it doesn't mess up the levers. Other than just off-road low-speed drops, it hasn't been down. Haven't really had to test those much, which is good. But I have had it for 10 years. 2005 Yamaha XT225. Right now, 10,860 miles. Bought January 28th, 2013, and now it's January 28th, 2023. So this is my 10-year ride.